Hi everyone, welcome to the studio. I am here working on the center medallion block for the Baltimore album quilt. And just to do a quick recap, I am working on the chalice block for the center of the Baltimore album quilt. And this pattern information will be in the description for the video. So here is my block. I'm very excited to be to this point, but it's been several days to get me to this point because I've had my pieces all finished, but I've been auditioning them. And this is what I have come up with. And to get to this point, I thought I would show you what my original thought for this block would be. And I have my the chalice and the grapes and the leaves, but the leaves I actually had found another grape leaf that I liked better. And it's still, within the pattern size and everything, so it would work. So I blew this up 150% and used this leaf to replace the original leaves in the pattern. And so here are my different leaves that I have turned. Whoops. I have went ahead and turned, and when I originally started, I had these leaves in various positions around the chalice, auditioning them, and I took pictures of every variation that I had. And the way that I kind of worked it is I had a dark, a medium, and then a kind of another medium and a light. And so I was positioning the light, medium, and dark in different places around the chalice. And I'm going to show you some pictures of all of those in a minute. Well, then I thought to myself, if I, stay with those original leaves, I might be questioning myself later on. Maybe I should have tried the original leaves. So I went ahead and I made one set of the original leaves just to see, and this was at the very end. Well, what ended up happening is the original leaves, the simplicity of those leaves brought the focus back to the chalice. And the leaves that I really liked and was 100% ready to use ended up being too busy, and it distracted from the chalice. So we decided on the original leaves. So this is where we're at. So I finally got to this point, and then I started putting all the grapes on. And what I found out is the original pattern, I'm going to kind of show this here. The original pattern has them very loosely around the chalice and in through the grapes. And it really didn't quite look like a bunch of grapes, if you will. It just looks like, I don't know, maybe a partial bunch. I don't know. So I put the grapes on based on this design. Well, what I ended up happening for me is I did not like all of the white showing through. And So what I ended up doing is putting more grapes on and kind of just playing with them. And you can see how I have the pins in here. Well, this thing was full of full of pins, and it was even so full that the camera, when I was taking my pictures, it was having a hard time focusing because of the pins. But so finally, after repositioning and playing with it, I found this kind of happy medium. I didn't want a lot of white showing, but I didn't want it to get so heavy in grapes that it just was too heavy. So this is what I stopped at, and I like how it looks. It looks to me like a bunch of grapes with just a couple, kind of balancing out the other side of the chalice. Well, then what what I was perplexed with is now how I have these pins. I had a bazillion pins in here. How am I going to get this exact same layout if I were to, take this off and sew layers upon layers of grapes? I just don't think I would get that layout again. So what I have done, and this is kind of what I'm going with, this is a total learning experience for me. So what I ended up doing is gluing all of my pieces on, and then I'm going to take this off and I'm going to thread baste it just like I did the chalice. So I tried not to use too much glue, but I wanted to make sure that those grapes are not going to, fall off when I take this off of the design wall to actually, do the thread basting. So I thought I would find my glue stick. Thank you. So I thought I would just kind of show you what I did. I mean, it's very simple, and all I did was in here where it was layered, it kind of got a little bit more difficult because you kind of had to peel pieces back, get glue in there and stick it. But I think everything's going to be okay. So kind of what I did was, with these you can kind of eyeball. So I just literally smear my glue on and kind of put it. And then this one, I think this grape was the only one in the spot that was shown on the, there we go, that, and then I think I'll go on this side too. Now I did get glue in, you can see where I have glue because my fingers were all sticky. But once I get this thread basted on, like I did the chalice, then I will go back and just dip my finger in water and just lightly kind of wipe it off, and it literally will come right off. So that's where I am right now. I just thought I would kind of share with you my dilemma on the whole layering of these pieces, because traditionally when you're doing applique, like I would sew this chalice on, and then like this grape I would sew on, then this leaf I would sew on, this grape, and so you're kind of building out and sewing your layers down and building out as you go. And with this, I found that I really I didn't know how I could do that and still get this exact same layout that I really liked, because if I took a picture of it and tried to figure it out based on the picture, it's not to scale. So that's kind of was my dilemma, and this is what I came up with. And right or wrong, it's going to be the way I'm going to, try it, move forward, learn from it. I thought that would be something that would share with you. And if any of you out there have had this happen, I would love to hear how you resolved it and how you handled it and moved on. So that's where I'm at for now. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.